What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Katie Taylor versus Chantelle Cameron, and this was a 10-rounder for the undisputed Women's Super Lightweight World Championship. And this fight was Saturday, May 20th, from Katie Taylor's home country of Ireland, and this fight was broadcasted on DAZN. And in this fight, Chantelle Cameron was able to hand Katie Taylor her first ever career defeat. Winning by majority decision and successfully defending her undisputed world titles. So let me just say this first. Chantelle Cameron definitely won this fight. I was shocked that the judges actually gave it to Cameron, since one, the commentary was kind of insane in favor of Katie Taylor, and two, because the crowd would start oohing and ahhing even if Katie Taylor would miss a jab or something like that. Like, they were going crazy. The whole arena was obviously rooting for their hometown fighter in Katie Taylor. But I mean, Chantelle Cameron definitely won this fight in my opinion, 96-94, like 100%. Like, this fight, although it was very competitive, there was a clear winner, and that was definitely Chantelle Cameron. So just to read the judges' scorecards first, one judge had a 95-95, which I can see a little bit more lenient in some of the rounds in favor of Katie Taylor. I know that's just one round, but most of the rounds that Chantelle Cameron won were pretty clear. And then the two other judges had a 96-94, agreeing with my scorecard in favor of Cameron. So if you did watch this fight, comment down below how you scored it. I would imagine it's probably like 6-4 or 96-94 in favor of Cameron. But just to break this fight down round by round, the first round, Cameron had some very, very good pressure, so I gave her that round. Second round, Katie Taylor started countering a bit. The third round, though, was kind of close, but I still gave it to Cameron. She was just pressing the fight. She had the better body language throughout as well. Then around number four, I also gave it to Chantelle Cameron. It was a competitive round, but I mean, just Cameron was just better. She had better body language, was just pressing better, landing some good body shots. But then in the fifth round, I did give it to Katie Taylor. She started to counter better. And the problem with Taylor, she was really only landing her shots by just in the middle of Cameron's punches. Although that's a good time to throw your shots, I mean, she was just doing that. She wasn't really making her own offense. She was just sort of waiting on Cameron. She wasn't really taking the initiative, and that's why she sort of lost this fight. It's because she wasn't doing enough. But she did in that fifth round. And then the sixth round, that was actually a really, really fun round. I did give it to Chantelle Cameron. It was a really, really good round. Both of them stood at the center of the ring, were just throwing punches. But I thought that Chantelle Cameron had the better work, especially to the body. Then around number seven, I also gave it to Cameron. She was pressing better, landed big shots. It was a very good round for her. Then around number eight, I actually gave it to Katie Taylor. She had some nice short combinations and was beating Cameron to the punch in that round. Round nine, I thought Cameron had some very nice solid uppercuts, so I gave her the round. And then the 10th round, Chantelle Cameron was just going out there throwing big shots, but she was kind of sloppy, and Katie Taylor was able to capitalize and sort of just land some counters in between her shots and just land the better shots overall in that round. So overall, that does total to a 96-94 scorecard in favor of Cameron. So this goes in the question, what is next for Chantelle Cameron? She is now 18-0, still the undisputed world champion in her weight. I don't really know, obviously, that much about women's boxing compared to men's boxing, but I mean, I would say that I know a decent amount of their champions, and I don't really know most of the contenders and what could be next for Cameron in that sense. But I mean, since this fight was in Katie Taylor's hometown, Katie Taylor was the favorite going into the fight, I believe so. I just think that they're gonna do a rematch, even though it was Cameron's titles on the line. I still think they'll do a rematch with this one, being that Katie Taylor was undefeated going into it and really seen as the stablemate of women's boxing, especially on DAZN, which is the biggest platform for women's boxing and really the only big platform for it. I know Top Rank has some fighters on there. They did have that very big fight with Bumgarner and Michaela Mayer some months ago, but I mean, it's really primarily DAZN putting on a lot of these female fights. So I think for Cameron and for Taylor next, we're probably going to see a rematch. And that also goes for Taylor. What's next for her? I think we're going to see a rematch. I don't really see Taylor. I mean, maybe Taylor might go and defend her 135-pound undisputed championship against someone who is ranked within those sanctioning bodies, and maybe the same for Cameron, but most likely I would say a rematch. for these two. So overall, Chantelle Cameron upsets Katie Taylor, handing her first ever defeat, defending her undisputed world titles, winning by majority decision. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.